So this is just a quick guide on boarding your loft. Now I'm not going to fully board mine. I'm just doing a 2 by 2 meter patch just for additional storage space, and then I can always add more to it as time goes on if I need to. Mine's a new build, so the insulation ranges from about 20 to 30 centimeters. It's a bit uneven in areas, so I'm opting for the Loft stilts approach with some OSB from B&Q. I'll leave a link in the description for that. Because I'm only using it for storage, I don't need anything really thick and heavy duty. They say 18 millimeters thickness is the minimum you want, either chipboard or OSB. To be fair, both, like even 18 would support like a fully grown man. I think it's classed at 150 kilos max weight. So a few suitcases, camping equipment, boxes, it's, you know, the OSB I've bought is going to handle it fine. It was about £12.50 for 3 panels of OSB, 1220 millimeters by 300 millimeters. If you've got the space and the access, you can get longer boards and wider boards as well, but just for convenience and lightness for maneuverability, that's what I've gone for. So I've only bought 6 boards, and that's going to give me about the amount of space that I need. And for that, you'd need to double check on the LoftLeg website, but I think that requires something like 20 to 21 LoftLegs. Now, because mine's a newer build, the insulation is thicker, and ideally you want a small air gap between the top of the insulation and the board itself. So I've gone with LoftLeg XL. These are the taller ones. So they go this way up in the loft, and then the board gets drilled down onto here. If you have an older house, you can get the normal LoftLegs, which are 17.5mm tall, but these are 30 centimeters tall. These are. Likewise, if you have a magnetic bit like this, to save tons of time, just drill the screws in here, so they're like preloaded, ready to just go do, and drill them straight into the joists. This bit isn't magnetic, so I'm doing pilot holes with a normal drill bit, 3mm wide, and then I'll have to come back with this and just get the screw started in the plastic. I'm going to do that for all of them because it's a lot nicer to do it downstairs than it will be fumbling around in the loft. So that's the first step. I got these on eBay. They were the same price at Wickes, I think, or it might have been no, it was Wickes. But by ordering on eBay, it was the same price, and I didn't have to drive to Wickes. So I think it was about 38 quid for 24 of these. So yeah. Other things you'll need is some kind of light. I'm just going to use a head torch. You'll want knee pads, ideally, just for comfort, and you'll want a loft suit. If you're going to be dealing with fiberglass, you don't really want that all over your body. And then just gloves and a dust mask, because there'll be tiny bits of fiber floating around in the air, which is fun as well. I'd also probably recommend not doing it in the summer, because I don't know about you, but I would rather be slightly cold up there than absolutely roasting hot because of all the insulation in the middle of summer, because you do have to wear the loft suit really. So yeah, I'm just going to drill all these out and then get all the screws started on every single leg, which is going to take some time, but as I said, it's better to do it downstairs in the warm than it is up in the loft with limited light. So let me get all them done. So you basically just want them all to look like this, so when you're up there you can just drive them home. So yeah, as I said, better to do that down here than up there. So these 2 boxes are done, so I can take them upstairs up into the loft. One other thing I would say, just stuff to take up there. a few spare screws, like the same ones you used for this bit in case some fall out or whatever, and then whatever screw you want to use to drive the board into the base. Doesn't really matter what you use as long as it goes all the way through. A bunch of them, obviously, and also probably a Sharpie or some kind of permanent marker, because the board is going to be over the joists. It's going to hide your wiring, so if you ever need like an electrician round to do some work in the loft, it's going to make his life a lot easier if you've kind of drawn the wiring on the board so he knows which boards to lift up to access the wiring he needs. So I think a lot of people kind of leave that out, and it's just going to be a ball ache for the electrician. So, right, let me clean up, take all this upstairs. So here's an example of some of the stuff I'm going to be keeping up there. As I said, it's pretty much just empty boxes for stuff that's still in warranty, and then later on I'll throw some camping equipment up there. So the OSB from B&Q is tongue and groove, and if you're going to be putting something really heavy up there, say like a loft gym, or you're going to have a lot of people walking around up there, you should ideally go for a 22mm thickness board, or at the very least stagger the boards as opposed to just dropping them in parallel. Now, I'm not going to stagger them. One, because I don't have a saw to chop the odd bit off to get that stagger pattern. Two, as I said, a single board will support around 150 kilos before it snaps. And I mean, look at it. This stuff plus camping equipment, being extremely generous, might get to about 30 kilos over the whole 2 meter squared patch. So that it's just massively overkill to go with anything thicker than 18mm, and there's really no need to stagger it. And three, each board is supported in 6 different places. So 2 legs on the first joist, 2 on the second, 2 on the third, plus the tongue and groove for additional support. I mean, I'm sure it can handle a few empty boxes. So yeah, anyway, let's get cracking. I'll show you all the stuff you're going to need. So here's essentially everything you're going to need. So you got knee pads for comfort. You could also just use an old pillow if you got one. A few light sources. I've got a torch in here. I've got 2 of these on rotation, so should one battery die, I'll just use the other one. But I don't think it's going to take that long. Dust mask. This, I can't remember what grade. Oh yeah, FFP3. These are very cheap to get online. Some gloves, any will do really, as long as they've got some thickness to them. Coverall for the loft. I'd also recommend wearing your shittest clothes, just in case some fibre or whatever does get all over them. All of this is very cheap stuff anyway, and you could potentially reuse it for like painting and working on your car or whatever. Your drill with the bit to drive the screws in. Your pre-drilled loft legs. I've just put a bowl of screws in here just for convenience. These are the ones that are going to drive through the board into the top of the loft leg. I think they recommend, well, it will be 18mm for the loft, for the OSB, plus whatever that thickness is, which looks about 5mm. So then you're going to want something to kneel on between joists. You can just use one of your OSB planks, it doesn't really matter. I've got this bit of MDF laying around, so I'll just kneel on that. And a straight edge can be quite useful as well. That should be it really. Obviously here's the OSB, tongue and groove there, and that's from B&Q specifically for the loft. So yeah, I'm just going to take everything up there and get cracking. Yeah, I forgot to include the safety glasses, which you don't really need that bad to be fair, and a Sharpie or permanent marker. So this is my loft, as you can see, and you can see just how thick that insulation is. That's a good 30 centimeters at least, but there are areas where it's a bit flatter, so like around here for example, and it flattens down a bit there, but pretty chunky overall. So I just need to decide where I'm going to plant the boards. I was thinking maybe along here to that back wall, but they might be too long for that, so I'll have to investigate. So first thing is to roll this back out the way, which I'll do now once I've grabbed my gloves. And if you wanted to see what 12 LoftLegs gets you in terms of space, here we go. That's one side done. That's 3 OSB boards, 12 LoftLeg XLs. I need to drive those screws down a bit more actually. However, as I was doing it, I was sitting on the boards once they were drilled into the legs, solid as a rock. That's absolutely perfect just for storing like random shit on. But yeah, as I said, if you're thinking of turning your loft into a gym, I'd probably go with something thicker. And as you can see with the insulation, that's why I needed LoftLeg XL, just to try and get a bit of an air gap through there. In the end, I didn't bother drawing on the boards to mark where the wiring is. To be fair, with the XLs, you can just use your hands like to lift the insulation up and you'll find the wiring you need. I don't think a tradesman would have too much issue with that. So, and the beauty of it is, because you leave a ledge here and a ledge here, not that that would be used because this is the loft entrance, so you'd cover yourself. But you got a ledge on the side here, so over time, if you need more and more storage space, just buy more boards and more loft legs and you can do an extension on it. Same going that way. I've got all that room down there towards the other end of the loft, and if I wanted to, I could extend it further. But for now, this is a pretty decent space just to store, as I showed you before, shit like boxes for stuff that's still in warranty, camping gear. Now, as you know, I bought 6 of these boards, and so what I'm going to do is just spin around here and do the other 3 boards along this area here, because 1, the insulation's a bit thinner, 2 is right by the entrance into the loft, so it's just convenient, because I don't really want to be walking around up here just to grab something I might need, say from returning, like or from going camping or from returning an appliance, and I want the box for it, or if I sell it or whatever. I don't really want to have to get my shoes on and walk around up here. Instead, I'd rather just grab it from the loft hatchway, which I'll perfectly be able to do once I've got the 3 other boards. So you've got 3 either side. All in all, let me think. I think it's about 38 quid for 24 loft legs, and about 25 quid for 6 boards. So I'd consider that pretty cheap for the amount of like floor space you get purely for storage. You may beg to differ. The cheapest way to do it actually would be to buy timber and just run that, like, I forgot what the word is now, not in parallel, adjacent to the joists. If you get some timber and cut it down, that's going to be very supportive as well. But then you also need the height, really, if you've got as much insulation as I have. So I quite like the product, the LoftLegs. It's convenient, like relatively cheap, easy to do. All I would say is I wish the holes down here came pre-drilled already. I don't really know why you have to do that yourself. Finally, some last minute tips. I'd definitely recommend a magnetic drill bit for driving the screws through. I mean, it is perfectly doable without it. It would just be a bit easier, just quality of life thing really. And get some good screws and a good quality like drill bit as well, so you're not slipping on the screw head, or you'll end up rounding them out, which I did with a couple, and so I replaced them for better screws. And yeah, I would also say do it in winter, because I've had my heating off for a couple of hours now, and it is winter. I think it's about 8 degrees outside, and I'm getting very hot up here, mostly because of this suit thing I've got on here, but it does get very sweaty, and I would definitely recommend the mask because I'm not sure if the light can show it, but if you get the angle of the light right, you'll see just how much shit is floating around in the air. That's all coming off this stuff. So yeah, those would be my tips. I didn't bother with the glasses in the end because they just kept steaming up, and your eyes are going to wash out little fibre bits like that anyway. It's more your lungs that might struggle. So yeah, I'm going to crack on, just roll these 2 bits back, do 3 other planks and call it a day really, and bring those boxes up here. So yeah, hope that helps. Cheers. And finally, just to show you how much storage space circa 64-65 quid gets you, there's one panel. If you can see that, I've only got a head torch on, to be fair. Maybe if I get this box out of the way. There's one. And then I'm sitting on one identically sized. So, actually quite comfy up here. Just don't slip over. So yeah, as I said, I can extend further down that way if I want to. Even to the sides to a degree. You can even buy like these panels which kind of go in between, I think they're called trusses, for more storage space, or I could expand all the way down there, which I'm not going to do. I really think this amount is all I'm going to need for quite some time. Maybe that's all I'll need indefinitely, but if not, I think I would just expand down that way a bit, so you've got like a bit of a runway in the loft. But yeah, all in all, it's not difficult, it's uncomfortable, bit dirty, it's just itchy, just uncomfortable really. But all in all, I'm trying to think when I started, I'd say it's probably taken about 3 hours to do this. I was kind of learning as I went along, and as I built more confidence, I started like standing directly on the joists instead of kind of kneeling on a board like that, because that just kind of slows you down. But I don't know, I was just a bit funny about putting my weight on anything up here, but now I'm comfortably sat down. The thing is rock solid, doesn't move at all. So yeah, I can't really complain. It's done the job. So yeah, cheers. As I said, I'll leave links to all the stuff you could benefit from, like gloves, goggles and all that. But the actual boards themselves, B&Q are by far the cheapest. 300 by 1220 OSB 3-pack. I'm pretty sure it was about £12.50. And then the LoftLeg XL for 24. Well, for 12 it's 20 quid. For 24 paid 40 quid. So if you only get 12, you can do a patch that size. Obviously if you double it, you get 2 of those. So hopefully that gives you some perspective. Nothing to do now except neaten up this insulation and carry everything back down, and then bring all my boxes up here for their new little home. So cheers.